Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. In preparing for battle, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. The supreme quality for leadership is unquestionably integrity. What counts is not necessarily the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Motivation is the art of getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. Farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil, and you're 1,000 miles from the cornfield. The history of free men is never really written by chance but by choice, their choice. You don't lead by hitting people over the head, that's assault, not leadership. Pessimism never won any battle. The clearest way to show what the rule of law means to us in everyday life is to recall what has happened when there is no rule of law. Leadership consists of nothing but taking responsibility for everything that goes wrong and giving your subordinates credit for everything that goes well. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Neither a wise man nor a brave man lies down on the tracks of history to wait for the train of the future to run over him. A people that values its privileges above its principles soon loses both. Plans are worthless, but planning is everything. There is no victory at bargain basement prices. A sense of humor is part of the art of leadership, of getting along with people, of getting things done. Whatever America hopes to bring to pass in the world must first come to pass in the heart of America. Accomplishment will prove to be a journey, not a destination. The best morale exists when you never hear the word mentioned. When you hear a lot of talk about it, it's usually lousy. Freedom has its life in the hearts, the actions, the spirit of men, and so it must be daily earned and refreshed. The most terrible job in warfare is to be a second lieutenant leading a platoon when you are on the battlefield. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. We will bankrupt ourselves in the vain search for absolute security. I would rather try to persuade a man to go along, because once I have persuaded him, he will stick. If I scare him, he will stay just as long as he is scared, and then he is gone. I like to believe that people in the long run are going to do more to promote peace than our governments. Humility must always be the portion of any man who receives acclaim earned in blood of his followers and the sacrifices of his friends. I have one yardstick by which I test every major problem, and that yardstick is it good for America? Politics ought to be the part-time profession of every citizen who would protect the rights and privileges of free people. War settles nothing. An intellectual is a man who takes more words than necessary to tell more than he knows. Some people wanted champagne and caviar when they should have had beer and hot dogs. History does not long entrust the care of freedom to the weak or the timid. I would rather have a lucky general than a smart general. They win battles, and they make me lucky. Peace and justice are two sides of the same coin. In a life of sacrifice, you must expect to experience frustration, misunderstanding, and disappointment. The older I get, the more wisdom I find in the ancient rule of taking first things first, a process which often reduces the most complex human problem to a manageable proportion. No man can always have his way. To be true to one's own freedom is, in essence, to honor and respect the freedom of all others. You do not lead by hitting people over the head, that's assault, not leadership. What is important is seldom urgent, and what is urgent is seldom important. The future of this republic is in the hands of the American voter. A sound nation is built of individuals sound in body and mind and spirit. Never let yourself be persuaded that any one great man, any one leader, is necessary to the salvation of America. Don't join the book burners. Don't think you are going to conceal thoughts by concealing evidence that they ever existed. No one can defeat us unless we first defeat ourselves. Never waste a minute thinking about people you don't like. If you want total security, go to prison. There you're fed, clothed, given medical care, and so on. The only thing lacking is freedom. Only Americans can hurt America. Whatever America hopes to bring to pass in the world must first come to pass in the heart of America. Leadership requires the courage to make decisions that will benefit the next generation. A good leader puts the needs of the organization above their own ambitions. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman, before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. The wise man must remember that while he is a descendant of the past, he is a parent of the future. It is far more important to be able to hit the target than it is to haggle over who makes a weapon or who pulls the trigger. The people of the world genuinely want peace. Freedom is the opportunity for self-discipline. I hate war as only a soldier who has lived it can, only as one who has seen its brutality, its stupidity. Peace may be the better option, but you must prepare for war. No one can guarantee success in war, but only deserve it. The only way to win World War III is to prevent it. A leader's job is to look into the future and see the organization not as it is, but as it can become. Morale is the greatest single factor in successful wars. Those who take the greatest risk win the greatest rewards. You can't have a great life without making great sacrifices. Lack of willpower has caused more failure than lack of intelligence or ability. Perseverance is the greatest tool for success. Victory comes to those who believe in it the longest. The greatest test of leadership is how you handle defeat. Failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be. You'll be more effective if you inspire others to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. A true leader is someone who can see potential even in the midst of chaos. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. In war, there are no winners, only survivors. The pursuit of perfection often leads to frustration. Success is the result of persistence and hard work. No one can be perfect, but you can always strive to be your best. You must have confidence in your abilities, and then be tough enough to follow through. A leader must have the ability to inspire confidence in those he leads. You do not know the real power of a decision until it is tested under pressure. It is better to have one disciplined leader than a dozen reckless commanders. Those who avoid the hard decisions are unfit to lead. Success is finding peace in your heart while making the difficult choices. Don't ask what others can do for you, instead, ask what you can do for them. Great leaders are those who never shy away from responsibility. Leaders aren't born, they are made through experience and perseverance. A true leader must balance humility with confidence. To command is to serve, nothing more and nothing less. Leaders must have the courage to make decisions that will outlast them. The mind governed by principles is what makes a true leader. No victory is complete unless it improves the world for future generations. Those who command must have a clear sense of duty. A successful leader is someone who can inspire others to reach their full potential. The highest duty of a leader is to inspire his followers to act with courage. Power is not the measure of a leader, but rather the ability to use it wisely. Leaders are judged by how they handle adversity, not just how they handle success. A leader is someone who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. Leadership is a test of character, not just skill. In times of great stress or adversity, it's always best to keep busy, to plow your anger and your energy into something positive.